It is that time of the week. It's a Monday. It's time for some shop talk, in which we talk about all things screen printing, and we kind of shoot the shit a little bit. Some of our usual shenanigans. We're gonna talk about this past week for us, without getting into too much detail about certain things. However, it's been a crazy couple of weeks since Shannon's been on. I know you said you're like, it's not been a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's been.
I missed one update.
You have missed one update, and a lot has gone on since.
Really, I can't
When you
even
say-
remember.
You can't remember? You can't remember doing
I'm
the
too tired.
the third. Well, there you go. You're exhausted. We've been, and we'll dive into it. But it's definitely been a hectic couple of weeks.
Chucky Boy Cheese. Hi.
Chucky Boy Cheese.
That's an interesting name. Scoob!
What's up, Scoob?
Young Mo Productions. Hey, God, Mo. I was telling Matt about you. We're gonna hit you up. Don't worry.
Yes,
Saul,
definitely.
Hi.
Ash Miller, what's
Ash,
going on?
yo.
Hi, Scoob. I didn't get to say hi just yet. But hi. And Chucky Boy Cheese, welcome. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you guys coming on.
I hope that the Mo I said that to is the right Mo.
I hope so too. But yeah, it's been a this week was pretty difficult. The week before that was also.
I haven't had a chance to rest. Every time he wakes
Yeah.
me up and tells me it's time to get up for work, I start to cry. And then
She-
he gets annoyed.
She thought we had a client come in last week, a walk-in, and we were going to line up a meeting today. And they said, "No, let's do Tuesday because Monday's a holiday." I'm like, "What?"
So I've been
It
thinking
is?
all weekend. I've been thinking I'm gonna get this day to actually relax and sleep. And no, that's not what happened.
Shannon thought she was going to get the day off. I did too. I was kind of looking forward to it. There was one thing I did have to take care of, but aside from that,
Yeah,
it was
we're-
like, oh, it's a holiday.
Yeah, we ended up printing over the weekend, and we were both so tired we got in a fight.
That was me getting you up here to the shop. You were super cranky.
Yeah, so are you.
No, I wasn't. I
Oh
was
my
cool.
gosh, I was the one that said I don't want to be here right now with your attitude.
My attitude was fine.
Your attitude was negging me out, dude.
You're like, I'm so tired.
Well, I was so
I was
tired.
like, well, we'll get this taken care of, and then we can relax the rest of the weekend.
And then you started doing your
We're printing some bandanas, and those are just notoriously kind of difficult to do. And all I said was, man, this bandana right here is messed up with, some F-bombs in there.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you're gonna have that kind of attitude, I'm going back in the office. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not happy with how this first bandana came out.
Not how it played out.
It's exactly how it played out
Really?
with a less nice choice of words
And threats.
because at that point, I mean, I've been up since 6 o'clock. It's on a Saturday. Need to get this order out by 11, or actually meet the client at 11, and she just wasn't having it. So I did it myself, and it was 144 pieces. Did it myself.
Yes,
stacked them.
yes.
Drove to the other side of town, in which my client was like, "Hey, meet me at this point." Which there's two different points on these two crossroads. So we got 59 and 610, which there's a loop, and I'm like, okay, we meet at the north or south? And he's like, oh, I'm coming from the south side. So I'm like, oh, okay. He's talking about the south side of the loop, and I go there, and turns out that's not the side of the loop he was talking about. So I had to, and mind you, I got the kids in the car too. So it was about a 2 hour trip back and forth. But I got it done. No big deal. I was kind of running behind anyways because Shannon promised to
Oh
help,
my god!
but she didn't. Whatever. I'm not gonna say anything. OMG, Jim Crumby, what's up?
Mo says we're part of the family now. What kind of family member would we be? Would we be cousins? He's 26, so
Uncle.
aunts and uncles.
I don't know. Second or third cousin. What's up, Rye Beats?
Rye beads. Long time no talk.
AC, Shannon won. If you're asking between us, Shannon always wins.
What are you talking about?
Most of the
I'm
time.
missing this one.
I don't know. It's ANC Printing Plus says who won. So I don't know if he's talking about us.
Oh, me.
Yo, Grasshopper in the house says
I ignore
ANC
him
Printing.
and snap at him until he goes, "I'm sorry."
Rye Beats. Did you say hi to Rye Beats?
I did.
I don't even.
You're not even paying attention.
I am paying attention. I am paying attention. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna switch it over and then. But anyways, what's up, Rye Beats and Stover Customs? Let's go ahead and kick this over so you can look at our pretty faces, and we'll just chat some more.
You're pretty.
No, you're pretty.
No, you're pretty.
Okay, no, thank you. We'll just leave it there. Welcome to Shop Talk Live, everybody. Welcome. We appreciate each one of you tuning in, and we're going to dive into some more juicy stuff that's been going on around the shop. Let us know what's been going on around your shop. How's business going? Any experience this past week in particular that you'd like to chat about? Let us know in the chat.
I am super washed out.
You're super what? The sun's just hitting you.
Is that what's going on?
I don't know what to do about that. You're washed out, and then I'm not because the sun's hitting my back. So it's.
I look like I have jaundice.
You don't look like you have jaundice.
My skin is yellow.
That's because the sunlight's warming your skin up. It's making you look like an angel. How about that? Here, look, I'll show you. I'll fix it right now. Did that work, Shannon?
I don't know.
Does that look better? That doesn't look better. It doesn't. It'll get better as the sun goes down. Sun's setting over here, so Shannon's over that way. Hey, so I know we vlogged, or actually have a vlog that I'm going to put up this week about our experience with doing those 3,100 shirts. But we have potentially 8,000 face masks in the works. So that should be an interesting time doing 8,000 face masks. I'm actually looking forward to it in the sense that I like those big busy jobs, but at the same time we got to consider whether or not we're going to do those on sleeve pallets or if we're just going to get pallets for face masks to run those off, in which either of those options really is they're pretty expensive because we don't have sleeve pallets just yet. I'm thinking we might just end up getting some sleeve pallets to get the job done and not necessarily spending $1,800 on mask pallets.
Yeah,
for.
I'm not voting on that.
Do you think we should do it on the sleeve pallet, Shannon? Because we have 3 of them as it is. We would just need to get 7 more. Or we could have the guy that made us the 1 pallet. Which, speaking of, he sent a pallet for me to review. I'll be posting that up this week as well. Very affordable solution to mean, I'll have to check with him, see what pallet brackets he does, but I thought it was pretty nice. And I'll have that up, and who knows, we might just go through him and buy 7 more of them to run this job off. But that's, we're just thinking ahead. We haven't landed the job just yet. What's so funny, Shannon? What, is the chat going on, or?
Yes.
All right, so Shannon's gonna go over to the chat and tell us what's going on over in the old chatteroni.
ANC Printing was asking who won the fight. He never wins with his wife. She gets quiet for an hour and then blurts something out to get the last word. I promise I've never done that.
My go-to is either Shannon, you're right, kind of thing, and leaving it at
Which
that.
just pisses me off because I know you're just doing it.
Or if I know I'm right, I'm like, ask your father. Ask your father,
And
he'll
he
tell you.
always takes your side.
That's just because that's more, when we call him, it's more of a debate we're having that tends to be on the medical side or something that he would know about.
To be fair, though, the fart thing was you being gross, and he agreed with me on that.
The fart thing? Oh, yeah, that was our latest one, wasn't it? Yeah, so I told...
The latest one of, I'm calling my father.
I farted in front of Shannon, which hardly ever happens. And I told her, I'm like, man, you're not supposed to hold it in. It's bad for you. I hear it gives you cancer. And not only that, you hold it in, then
yeah, okay,
you have
you're trying to still justify it.
Possibility
of
actually of an interior fart, and then it just you're kind of making noises anyway. So I was like, call your dad. Yeah, it's bad for you. And he's like, no, it's not bad for you. What did he say? What did he say, Shannon?
He's just being gross. That's what, and I'm like, that's what I thought.
I'm pretty sure I went in the other room, didn't I?
No!
The let her rip tater chip.
We were in the car.
Oh yeah, we were. Well, what the hell was I supposed to do?
Not?
Jeez. Yeah, let me hold it
Girls
in.
can do that.
What?
Girls just not, okay?
Uh-huh. I don't want to tell everybody what your farts sound like. They sound like some sort of animal.
You are not talking about that. Oh my God.
Anyways, moving on to screen printing discussion.
Yes, please.
Shannon, you want to go over and take a look at the chat and see?
I don't know, my vision's kind of blurring right now. I can't decide if it's rage or embarrassment.
Fine, I'll go in there. I'll read off some comments.
Good. Like half of my skin feels cold, the other half is like really hot.
ANC Printing Plus, yo, Maddie Matt. Yeah, I was asking who won the fight. I can never win. Okay, yeah, Shannon talked about that. Riot works. I use it for my garden. What? I don't quite get that one. Shannon, you want to read off from there?
Well, right. I got very. Young Mo wants to know if we're doing them on the auto or the manual. We'll do them on the auto. Please don't make us do them.
Probably. Who knows? We might do it on both just so we can hammer them out.
You can get Michelle on the manual.
We could.
You can get Michelle on the manual. You can run the auto.
Oh yeah, I was thinking possibly both of them because with it being a one color print. Even if it's a white print on a black mask, we're only probably more than likely only going to be able to hit it once. Those masks tend to be, it's 2-ply. So you'll be able to hit it once and perhaps, I don't know. I know for sure on the auto, but we might use both really. So if we do land that, I'll definitely vlog that and kind of you'll watch us be figuring it out for the most part. I mean, if it were a smaller order, then I would just do it myself on the auto. but it's going to take a full house to do 8,000, and we're going to do it all in one sitting, meaning that we're just going to uh, just keep running that job
If
off
they
and keep
take the
that
guy's
set
quote.
up. Right. Just keep that set up and keep running it off. And again, this is all an if. It's sounding like it's on the promising side, but we'll see.
And rebates, actually, I do have a couple. For the life of me, I can't remember their names.
A couple? A couple of what?
Oh, animes.
Oh, with some suggestions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's always Bleach.
The
My all-time
default,
favorite.
there's always Bleach.
There's always Bleach. But no, there's a couple that I've run into lately that have been really, really good.
I can tell I've run into a couple that have been really awful, and that's the sub version of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT. That was just, I'm not used to hearing the Japanese character voices. I was like, this is
Goku sounds like me when I'm angry.
I was like, this is awful. So I don't suggest you, if you're used to watching Dragon Ball with the American voices, then you'll be highly disappointed. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, it sounded like angry Shannon screeching.
Oh my god! Like I watched an episode or two, and I was just like, no, I can't do it.
Okay, so anyways, all right, there's more commenting on the farts.
Oh really? Yeah. What do we got there? Do tell.
Anyway, so Michael McIntyre says, the entrepreneur, that's cute. Did you ever feel defeated when you first started screen printing? Oh my gosh.
Even
He
to this
still,
day.
Yeah, he still does sometimes. And then he just sits there and goes, I'm quitting, I'm going to do YouTube all the time, and I'm going to get a real job, you're going to get a real job.
I got a real job.
And I'm sitting here going, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I didn't sign up for any of that.
You keep the business going. No, I mean, it depends on the week, you know. You could ask me probably last week, and I probably would have a different answer, because it's challenging. You're also dealing with clients in which you'll have some great clients, and then you're going to have some bad experiences. Like, we had a pretty bad experience to the point towards where I'm like, man, I don't want to outsource embroidery anymore, without going into too much detail and talking about too much detail about what kind of transpired is contract. We're doing some contract work, and then there was a mix up about just the orders in general that we had for them, and turnaround times, and we didn't really have any hard deadlines that were given to us, and art was just given to us weeks ago, a month ago. Like, the hats arrived for this particular order, and it got to a point where it shouldn't have gotten, with our client being upset, but using some pretty vulgar choice of words, I would say, and that just didn't sit well with us. So we were just happy to get that done, and
I'm still trying to invoice them.
But to
be fair,
we're not gonna be doing business with them again. I'll tell you
no,
that.
Mo's gonna get us better embroidery prices. But to be fair though, you and he were having an alpha pissing match type thing, and the wife and I are sitting there like, going, we're the nice ones. Here's what's going on. And she and I get along perfectly fine. It's just you and the husband are the ones that just had this alpha.
It wasn't necessarily. It wasn't that. To me, it was. We're trying to get them taken care of, or we're giving them updates that they would call, and we'd say, okay, this is where we're at. And because we were outsourcing the embroidery, it was out of our hands. The order was super confusing. It took a lot to get the proper details.
It was like pulling teeth.
yeah, to get the proper details out of this particular client, and so we're doing our best to relay everything to them. And the husband wrote a really nasty email, and we already had a pretty stressful week with those 3,100 shirts we had to do front and back on, because we were literally just, it was just like go go go. Even on the weekend we printed
We were
Saturdays.
up at 6.
Sunday we took the day off for Mother's Day, went to the beach, and just even going to the beach is an exhausting experience, packing everything up, traveling back and forth. And then we get up here at 6 a.m. Monday to run off another 750 prints between Shannon and I. We get it done, and then the week was just hectic because we needed to get everything else out as well, because that 3,100 piece took up a big chunk of time, and we had a last minute thing for two last minute orders. One of them is for the same client, and that was the bandanas I was talking about earlier. And so we're just trying to get things taken care of, and we get a nasty email. It's like, Shannon, I thought about replying and just not, saying that this would have made the job this much easier if you had submitted, or rather than it being like, here's the caps, here's one of the pieces of artwork, figure it out. And it's like I had to dig for
a little specific.
Well, I'm just gonna say that it wasn't an easy transaction. It was difficult. There was an ugly email. I was like, Shannon, you handle it, and then it just kind of fell apart from there.
I tried.
Yeah.
I get
Let's
along.
just say that.
The manager at that place is absolutely fine, and I like her, and she's nice, and she cried, and
I don't have, like, even after that experience, I don't like have any. I just wish things would have been handled. I don't know. I just don't. And that's one of the great things about her. She don't like things going bad. And we had talked, and I was like, I don't like things to either of us to have a sour taste in our mouth. So, and I just talked and said, hey, I mean, you just got to keep in mind that there's all this COVID stuff that's been going on. Everybody's been working with skeleton crews. I mean, we still don't have our full staff, even though, these bigger jobs that come up, we've been bringing them in, but it's still not, I'm like, I've been swinging work over to the Michelle, some graphic design stuff. And even I sent her some screenshots of, did you see that, Shannon, in the text message? So I sent her a screenshot.
I don't read your text messages.
Okay. Well, I sent her a screenshot of this month's calendar, because we're using Printavo at the moment. And so I sent her a screenshot of this month, the calendar in Printavo, what we got going on. And then I was like, man, and I sent her a comparison of May's calendar from last year. Night and day difference. There's so many gaps in the calendar this month, job here and there kind of thing. Even though Shannon and I have been, for the two of us, we've been a little overwhelmed. However, it's just not to the point yet towards where we can really just justify having everybody, or when I say everybody, Michelle or even somebody else part-time to help out with screens. But it's getting there. It's picking up. Even talking with some of our clients, it's been they're seeing it just the same way we are, with the grind of things getting back to normal, because it's still not anything like it was last year. But let's go over to the chat and see what.
ANC says I'm always laughing. He wants to know what I have in the vape. Nothing, just sunshine and Rumos. Honestly,
She's not that kind of person. She's terrified of those things. Aside from her sippy cup, she loves her vodka. I mean her grape juice, her cranberry juice.
I just tell the kids it's big girl juice.
Yeah, and I just tell them, they're like, hey, when we go to a store and we stop, what'd you get? Vodka.
And then I yell at him.
They're
gonna know Mama's drunk.
I'm like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I was like, what'd you get? And I was like, you're right, Shannon. My bad. I got Shannon some adult beverages.
That would be so much better because I don't want them like going home and like saying, "Mommy drinks vodka."
Well, it's better than To me, I'm kind of just. I don't want to hide anything from them, but at the same time, I know that we have to put a little bit of blinders on. Hold on one second here. Hold on, because you know how they are with them, them kind of bending the truth, or just not, or just lying in general. So,
I never knew I was such a liar until I had children.
It's kind of like when Scarlett. Remember when Scarlett gave the kids permission to get popsicles? Scarlett says that we can have popsicles.
Scarlett, can we have a popsicle?
Yeah.
She's like, she said yes.
She's
oh, God.
2 at the time, and I was like, what?
She wasn't even 2.
Why would you think she's the one that could say it's okay? But that's just kids being kids.
The entrepreneur.
The entrepreneur.
Says he's struggling to get started. He saved up some cash for a one-color press. Then he had a heart attack. Ooh.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And it put me completely out of work and out of cash. Now I'm trying to get started again. Oh, sorry to hear that. That's awful.
I would say one of the best ways, or a way you could get into it without really investing too much, is you might find or know of a group, or you might want to create your own designs and just kind of do pre-sales on it. Or if there's someone you know that's kind of wanting to start a clothing line, perhaps y'all can work together in setting up some sort of pre-sales until you get to, who knows, maybe 24 shirts or something like that, depending on how quickly you can move the shirts, and then take what profit that you would make from that and just invest it into I mean, there's some pretty affordable ways you could go about starting a screen printing business, from an inexpensive exposure unit like a LED or 500 watt working lamp. You can make a one color, one station out of just a screen, and you can either use some door hinges, or there are clamps that are specifically made for kind of tabletop screen printing. And I might do a video on that to just kind of, I mean, that's how I got started. I was like I'm just going to make do with what I got, do some pre-sales. With those pre-sales, I spent the money on apparel, and then supplies I needed to print my ink, one screen, a quart of emulsion, one squeegee, a scoop coater, and I made a press out of wood. and all that cost me, for the press, it cost me about $25 to make. And then
stuck.
All the Apollo stuck.
Look.
And then the supplies weren't too much, and that allowed me to complete that job. And because I had the one screen and some emulsion, obviously you're going to have some film as well, that allowed me to say, hey, I can do, I put out a special, a one color, one print location special. I call it the 1-on-1 offer. And I offered the shirts at a price that a lot of people just couldn't turn down. I think at the time, this was about 6 years ago, it I think I was doing 100 white shirts. Like I had it packaged off towards it was like 25 shirts, 50, 100, um, 250, a thousand shirts, something along those lines. And um, from what I recall, the 100 shirt package deal that I had, it was like 299 for 100 shirts, single color, one print
Adjust for
location.
inflation, people.
Right. But I mean, at that time, the white shirts were $1.14 each, and so
I'm sorry.
what's so funny?
It's stalled like the thing, and all you see is Apollo's crotch.
Oh, so anyhow, I put together some specials towards where they were just obviously I wasn't setting myself up for. Uh, I wouldn't say that's necessarily the best thing to do, but it'll definitely get you some clients in towards where you can just start printing shirts and getting some portfolio pieces under your belt and start building up
yes,
your
but do keep
supplies.
in mind take that with a grain of salt though, because we have talked about how we have been undercut by that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, it is still like if like they're going to be going with someone like that, it probably is someone that is getting started.
Right. And they're going to expect those prices to stay that low.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's one of the issues with kind of starting out that way. But it'll get you in the door, and then you can just slowly raise your prices up until it's where you need to be.
That's what I did. When I got on board, that's
in general we've just been slowly raising the prices.
I raised them, but then I just like kind of just went up. I was like, you know what? No, this is the pricing, and then I would get emails like from say TXA, and she was like, did the price go up? I'm like, yep. It's our pricing's the same. The shirts have gone up plus tariffs. So,
which is true.
And what is really weird though is now the 2000 the Gildan 2000 Ultra Cotton, they're more expensive than the soft style right now.
Yeah, I mean prices go up. I ordered a couple things worth of supplies today. It was a gallon of emulsion remover, ink wash, and like a yard of 24-inch graphic vinyl, the sticker vinyl, and it was like 80 some. It was almost $90. I was like, geez, the supplies keep going up. Everything keeps going up. So I mean, just adjust your pricing accordingly. I mean, it's the best you can really do.
Alright, so I thought we'd go back to the chat because there's a lot that we've missed.
All right, go for it.
Okay, George Lopez Designs. His shop's not open yet, but he bought one of the Universal Mask Platens.
Where'd you get yours from?
I used Silver Press that I thought was a starter.
One of those Ryonet
Silver Press? It's gonna be, he said he's been doing water-based print and hitting it one time, and it's coming out great, which is cool. I would love to see what water print. I still have yet to see water print.
No, you have.
I haven't seen water-based.
The shirt right up behind me has water-based print on it. We did your Shop Gnome shirt as a water-based print.
We did?
Yeah.
Which one? We have like 5 of them.
I don't think you even realized the difference was.
Probably not.
There's not a whole lot of difference between aside from back flooding and then running the conveyor belt a little slower with the forced air on it. So I don't think you realize it. Yeah, but when we do water based, just our clients just don't ask for it really. We've done it for us.
All right. Well, AC, no, I don't want to upload. Not really sure. I'm thinking that's an anime.
What do you say?
He's just if I'm watching a certain thing. Okay. The Entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've already read that part out. Mo says he's just gonna fly out and help out for fun because he's like bored being stuck here.
Where are you at?
He's in Georgia.
In Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, you're more than welcome to come hang out, and I'll show you the ropes. I mean, I know traveling right now
No,
is
I think he's got
pretty affordable.
I think he's got a handle on the ropes.
Oh,
I think he just wants
something
to get
to
out.
do. Okay. Well, dude, if we land that 8,000 piece order of face masks, you're
He's
more
the
than
one I
welcome
was
to.
telling you about that's gonna like do like a bunch of keychains and hats for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you, by the way. I don't think I've personally got a chance to thank you for that. I think that's very kind of you, and we really appreciate that.
And you need to send him a shop gnome thing, artwork thingy.
Oh, okay. Put that on the task list if you don't mind.
I hate the task list.
Why? I need some task list, Shannon. Some task
I'm
list.
not good at the task list. Anyways, AC Printing. AC Printing is in Cali. He can drive down the freeway without getting a car full of cannabis smoke. I can't do that. I've actually had a panic attack in the car, and I had to roll down the window, and we were stuck in afternoon work traffic, and all I could smell was that. I mean, to each his own. I really don't care, but I'm just like sitting there trying not to have a panic attack, and I'm like, oh boy, not helping.
Why?
Oscar, hi.
Hey, hold on one second, Shannon.
What? I'm trying to get through this.
I know, but your camera froze, and it's
And I'm sure I'm making a beautiful face.
you are. Let me.
Oh, I can see it on the other computer. Ah, shit.
Please hold for technical
beauty.
difficulties. Let me see if I can't
Oh
fix.
my god! It's like I'm looking at it right now.
I think we should just leave it there.
No, I hate you.
Let me know over in the chat what if I should just leave it like that.
Please.
I have no idea why it's doing that. Let's take a look. Okay. I had to unplug your camera and plug it back. Will you move over there? Okay, there we go. All right, we are. Oh man,
I hate you.
That is hilarious. Shannon's just stuck, kind of like.
Fuck off, dude.
I'm gonna do the Shannon camera pose.
Yeah, you're seriously. You know, the shop gnome might become just a voiceover again.
Yeah, the shop no might become a voice.
I need some.
Oh man, what the hell did I tell you about throwing shit?
Something
I am gonna kick your ass.
No,
you know
you
that?
won't.
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
I'm gonna take that microphone stand and stick it where the sun don't shine. That's about as nice as
You and my mother would have a conversation after that.
Yeah, and that conversation is, you're right, Matt. Shannon shouldn't be throwing crap at you from across the room. Gee whiz. You really do like throwing crap at people, don't you?
My mom threw a pot at me once.
That reminds me of one of my brother's ex-girlfriends. She was one of those people that was slap happy and that would just slap you. And I was like, why?
I'm not
Why?
slap happy.
No, you just like to throw stuff.
Only in a playful manner.
I'm gonna kick you in the middle of the night and say I was dreaming when I
You
wasn't.
did that like a couple nights ago.
I know, but I actually was dreaming. I'm just gonna kick you this time.
Hmm. You guys bear witness. Bear witness to this if I end up like some weird injury.
Yeah, because you don't get weird injuries anyway. It's just
I
living
know.
your
That's why
daily
you shouldn't
life.
make those jokes. Because it's never going to be really certain.
Tell me, fell down the stairs, Shannon. I fell down the stairs. What was it? What was that from? Oh yeah, Fight Club. You fell down the stairs. I fell down the stairs.
I've walked in a couple doors.
Which is true.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on in the chat?
I don't know. You told me to hold up.
Well, yeah, that's because we had man, I should have just left it there. I should have just left it.
You really should have.
Yeah, I mean, we could have gone the whole show with the freeze frame of Shannon.
That's not what I meant. I'm gonna find something else to throw you.
Freeze frame. Stop it. Freeze frame it.
I think my aim's getting better.
Anyway, let's go over to the chat. I'll go over to the chat. You want
Please.
me to? You
Yes,
want me to
please.
go through? No, that's you're slacking on your duties. You took a week off last week, and now you're slacking off already.
Oh my god.
Get to it. Yeah, everybody was like, "Where's Shannon at? Where's Shannon at?" It's like she's sleeping on the floor at this second.
I wasn't sleeping on the floor. I just made a pallet and laid down.
Yeah, you made a pallet on misprinted hoodies and
They were very comfy.
laid down on the floor and tried to pretend like you weren't there, and I kind of threw you under the bus. Shannon's here. She's on the floor though. She's over that away. All right.
You throw me under the bus? Nah.
All right. Well, get after the chat, Shannon. Leave
Okay.
that dog alone. Stop petting the dog. I'm gonna put you back in that bar stool so you'll fall out of it petting him.
He pulled my skirt. Okay. I don't know where we are.
Start anywhere. You'll
Oscar. Okay, we'll start with Oscar.
Can you read aloud to the class for those that are listening and not necessarily watching
Anthony
the video?
DeMarco, looking to buy a new or used conveyor dryer with like $12,000 or $2,000, excuse me. Made a few calls today, not really sure which one to go through, considering Renar or Catspit. Which model would you go with and why? We got ours Catspit.
The first conveyor dryer that I got was that Scamp dryer.
Mhm.
And one of the reasons I went with, I mean, aside from just wanting to show my support back to the Jonathan for all the videos he put out there, I talked to him on the phone personally a couple times, and it's a one-man shop and all that, and I wanted to send business his way. Obviously, for the same price, there's the Vastex tabletop. There's some other options out there, but I wanted something that wasn't a tabletop, that actually had legs, and it could also do something that the Vastex couldn't, which was you could take the top off and lean that panel back and do caps, because at the time I was doing quite a bit of foam trucker caps, so that was important to me to have that. And it ran off of, for the most part, it ran off of household electricity. So that's the reasons I went that direction. And also I just kind of wanted to keep the equipment that I had at that particular time, everything of one brand, because I was when I first got into the screen printing, watched a bunch of videos, and the two companies that were making the most videos that had some good content out there or answers to my questions were Catspit and then Ryonet. And I had thought about getting a Ryonet press brand new with what money I had. I was going to get a 4-color 4-station, but ended up finding a good deal on a used Ranar press. So and also I keep your eye out for used equipment. Just because it's out there used doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad piece of equipment or that it's not going to hold up. I mean, a lot of these things are pretty simple when they come to their design. It might just be because the shop that had it before outgrew it. I mean, I wish I hadn't let go of that little Scamp dryer, but I just didn't have the room and kind of needed the money to upgrade to bigger and better things. So there's a lot of options out there, but that's why I went the route I did. I know that probably doesn't help a whole lot, but you know, just do a little bit of research. And I'm sure the guys and gals in the chat will help out as well. Uh, let us know what direction you guys would go, or how you went about getting your first conveyor dryer. Was it used? Was it new? What brand was it? What are your thoughts on the equipment that you purchased? Let us know over in the chat.
Well, Mo says he's totally down for coming to visit. And just so you know, we'll pick you up from the airport. It's literally one exit away.
I'll swing by and then put you to work immediately.
You gotta give a little bit of downtime.
I'm so backed up on reclaiming screens, but you know what? I'm glad that this week isn't going to be as crazy, because I could just really use a full cabinet of screens that are ready to go, and we'll burn through those quick.
JJS Screen Printing says, please tell me you have had no issues with your Anatolia yet. He's gonna pull the trigger on a Volt. Ooh,
nice. We haven't had any real concerning issues. The only issue, and I'm gonna upload a video this week. The only issue that I had was
not right now.
The sensor at the back of the table moved just a hair. I called up Anatol, and this was, mind you, probably about 3 weeks ago, right, Shannon? It was before we did the large order.
Yeah, because that made me nervous, because it was about to be.
I called. There, even with the quarantine and everything going on, they answered. I called the number on the website. They picked up, and immediately they're like, "Hey, FaceTime us or Skype us, however you want to do it." I was like, "Let me FaceTime you real quick." Or they called me with the FaceTime and showed them what was going on, because what was happening is the press would lock, and then a few seconds later it would unlock, because that sensor was just a hair off. And we went through, and he was like, yeah, check the sensor, it may have moved. And with anything new, it might have been an issue with us just already running a bunch of prints, and it just kind of walking a little bit, and perhaps that little Allen key wasn't tightened up snug enough. But it just took moving it a little bit, snugging it up with, what tools I have here at the shop, and I was up and running. To me, I'm like, man, I don't even really have, the video is going to be really short because it was that quick. Like, okay, I got this issue, I'm going to call them up, and it's like, try this, try that, got it solved, and was back up and running. Very, very quick. Aside from that, I've had zero issues. It's been running smooth, and our prints are that much better of a quality since it's we've upgraded from an all pneumatic press to a press that has servo or AC heads, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I mean, I definitely would do it again, and in the future here, who knows? We got some things in the works. I'm not going to give away too much right now, because I don't. We just obviously just got the press in, but there's some things we have brewing that we're considering pulling the trigger on. So just hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon, because I mean, we'll have some cool stuff coming up as far as
oh my god,
things we got going on in the show. It's, I don't want to give away too much right now, but and also hey, just drop this video a thumbs up if you don't mind while you're here. That'll definitely help our channel out. Shannon, we got a YouTube channel, And we need the thumbs up. We need the thumbs up. You know, it's not like I go pushing, hey, subscribe all the time, but be sure to subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure if you're here, you're a subscriber.
Okay,
But-
so, Mo, can I get back?
Yes, you may. Go
Mo
for it.
is actually, I think, kind of serious. He wants to come down and he's going to book his flight.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Mo. All right.
Mo, why don't you give Matt a call after we get off the live and you and he can talk? Because I told him that you had called and everything like that.
Well-
and, you guys needed to talk. And if I call him out right now, he's not going to be able to,
Let me pump the brakes on that for just 1 second. Once we're finished with the live, we need to run and get something to eat. If we could talk tomorrow early, and when I say early, I mean like around noon. If we could talk then, that would be better because we just need to.
Well,
we've been here at the shop all day.
Like, they need to talk. That you guys need to talk anyways. Okay.
But yeah, I would love to talk about it. We definitely would love to have you here. I just want to.
Oh, and he wants to do a podcast thingy with us.
Yeah, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. But we definitely would love to have you. And let's just kind of, I would love to talk about it. I don't want to kind of rush it. So tomorrow, like around noon, would be better. At that point in time,
Hey, we're tired.
Yeah, it's creeping up on 8 o'clock, and we need to figure out dinner situation and all that stuff. So, what do you feel like eating, Shannon? Should I just order
something from the grocery store that's already closed? Like a home cooked meal.
I've got an idea. It starts with an L. And then the other word begins with a C.
Oh, God. Fine.
Okay.
At least they have margaritas.
I think that's about. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out after the show.
Yeah, I'm tired. If you want to take over the chat, I'm like, I just felt myself go.
It's because you're thinking about it.
I'm so tired.
All right, I'm gonna dive into the chat here. Shannon is. I know we're both exhausted. I
never recovered
even
from that job.
Even with everything that's been going on, man, we've been working ourselves to the bone just to make sure we keep on top of everything with just Shannon and I. It's gone back to.
It's hard. It's harder now.
It is because we don't have all the help.
Yeah,
right.
And
so we're
these big orders.
picking up a lot of slack. But also we're not trying to put
and then
ourselves.
We thought Michelle had the plague, so we couldn't bring her in.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have her come in this week, but
I miss her.
Yeah, I do too. It's just a calendar. It's just.
But I just felt myself crash. So if you want to handle it.
Okay, let me switch this over to the chat, and I'll change the camera view so you don't have to look at Shannon with her head down.
I'm tired.
All right, let me go over to the chat and see what I've missed. Looks like some what ups and Shannon. What was the last comment? Let's see. What screen would you start off with? Let me see. Wow, there's a lot. Looks like. Do some reviews on YouTube. I like the LED X Factor. We don't talk about Fight Club, says Michael. Matt, if you keep making faces, I'm gonna stand over here for when lightning strikes you. That would be that'd sound like a usual week for me. Avatar exposure unit, says Anthony. LOL. I need a new conveyor dryer. Young Mo Productions, JJS Screen Printing Dude. If I knew about Anatol, I would have went with them, and I've never heard of many bad reviews about them. I've got nothing but great things to say about Anatol, so
Um,
definitely look into them. What do you got to add, Shannon?
there was some bureaucracy issues going on right now.
Bureaucracy issues with what?
Anatol,
What do you mean?
like some people getting let go, some people like transferring accounts and
What you're talking about is just the.
I'm just saying, keep in mind that it might be a little confusing for a little while because we've had to go through multiple handlers.
Well, no, Mike has been our go to dude. There's just been a lot of people that um I think the confusion is we've had the regional rep reach out and he was like, "Hey, just let us know if you need anything." Um,
And now we have the guy from South America.
well, that's a different situation because we upload YouTube videos and they wanted to
Wow.
call and um, just say how great our videos are and um, it we one of the things about having a YouTube channel, which as you guys probably know because we voice our opinions and what's going on here is we do get a lot of we actually had someone swing by today that watches us on YouTube and needs some help with film and everything. Name's Mike, really cool guy. If you're watching, we it was very nice meeting you, Mike, and talking with you. We're gonna help Mike out with doing some separations and everything, and so um, no, I mean at the moment, Anatol, I would say, just like any other company, has had to reduce the amount of employees and all that, and I know Shannon, like say for instance, Drew. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Drew. He is working with M&R, but I don't know the whole story behind all that, so I'm not even going to speculate about it. But I've had nothing but good experiences with Anatol. Let's see, use an M&R Economax D at our shop. It's about 10 years, and I've only been running it for 4 years. Have replaced only one heating element. Yeah, M&R makes some pretty solid stuff. Again, when it comes to conveyor dryers, exposure units, I mean they tend to hold up if the company. Hey, look at that! Look look who's taking a lay down because they're that exhausted.
Yeah, shop
The shop gnome says she's out. The reason I bought my used silver press is because there are still some replacement parts and platens for it. Looked at a few used dryers, but not got them because no replacement parts available. And that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. Uh, you definitely want to do a little bit of research and make sure that that company is still in business and there's replacement parts readily available. So definitely take a look at that. How about you guys give me a call or text? Yeah, email me Matt at Mikey Designs, and we'll get everything ironed out. 8 Ball Imaging, we bought a new Riley Hopkins Jr. 6'4" and a Riley dryer. The price was right, but knowing what I know now, I would have gone a different direction. We purchased all of our screen printing equipment by way of a Silhouette and HTV. So it sounds like did a little bit of bartering, perhaps some trading, maybe. And um, I when I was looking to getting something new, that was a similar direction that I was thinking about going. I don't have any firsthand experience with Ryonet equipment. I've ordered from them in the past before I, really became acquainted with the vendors here in town. Um, but I mean, just do your research on it. See what other people say about some of the vendors out there, from their customer service to the quality of their equipment. You definitely want something that's going to hold registration really well. Brian says Los Cabos stuffed avocado. I almost got a stuffed avocado last time we had some Mexican food. I might have to do that this time around. Michael C says pizza. We had pizza, I'm pretty sure 2 days in a row. At least the kids did. Shannon, did you grab any of that pizza?
I ate your piece.
You ate my piece?
Yep.
Yeah, there you have it. So but that was for the kids. It was Totino's. Definitely not the best quality, but man, there's something about a Totino's pizza that it's like having a McDonald's cheeseburger every once in a while. It's terrible, but at the same time, it's just like, it's one of those things. We might have it like once a year or something like that. I'm out of here, guys. Just give me a call. Okay, young Mo, we're about to get out of here as well. It is 8:01. Michael Applewhite. Well, shit, skip me twice.
Sorry.
Michael Applewhite. Let me go back. I'm gonna click show because you put shit in there. Let's see, Applewhite. What all shirt colors are on the art proof approval template you have on the website, Gilding Colors? So the way the template works is it's essentially for the color shirts, you can select it and make it whatever color you want. So the amount of colors are limitless. You're just gonna have to eyeball it and get as close as possible, or you can drag your own image in there. I'm gonna do some updated videos on the template that answer some of these questions. I think there's some unanswered questions that I want to address. So keep an eye out for that in the future. And let's see what else Michael said. Michael, with all shirt colors. Okay, but yeah, let me open that up real quick for you, Michael, and then
Sorry, Michael. I'm tired. I'm missing.
Yeah, apologize. We try to get to everybody. Sometimes we might skip over someone, not on purpose, but it happens. So, but we're getting to you. We are getting to you. Let me pull open the template real quick, and then we'll go to the desktop view. Let me find that really quick. So here we are, Michael, with the color shirts. I mean, as I click and drag, you can see it's a shape, and this shape essentially has the wrinkles and all that. And you can change that to whatever color you would like. So, I mean, you can change it to any shade. If a client's asking for, a purple Gildan shirt, there you go. If they want kind of a aqua color, you can make them whatever color you would like. There's going to be situations where you might have a client that has a particular shirt. Say, for example, we would just go over to S&S Activewear, and then let's say they wanted to, let's say they wanted a 1850 Gildan hoodie. What we would do is we would go over to S&S or whichever vendor you like to use. Let's say they wanted this Heather Sport Scarlet. I would take this picture here. I'd take the front and just do a screenshot of it and then just plunk it right down in. I don't have Photoshop open at the moment, but normally I would just do a screenshot, and on a Mac it's Command-Shift-4, and then I would take that screenshot and delete the background and import that particular image and just replace what's in there. So this white background would be gone. And again, I'm gonna do some more videos on the templates. That way it'll help answer your questions, and there's been a popular demand for adding more apparel in there. I really had kind of set this thing up for t-shirts for the most part, but I know a lot of you guys, depending on what part of the country you're in, do a lot of sweatshirts or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to add long sleeve sweatshirts, add as much as I can in there, and kind of give you the option to adjust that. And it'd just be somewhat of a generic looking item that you can use for the, for doing your proofs. So I'm going to go over to the chat and finish reading up the comments, and then we are going to get out of here and figure out our dinner situation. Let's see, where are we at? Michael Applewhite sold. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mike, and I'm sure it will help you out quite a bit. So, I mean, we heavily use that. I mean, we use it day in and day out, really. I'm out of here, guys. Okay, around lunch. All right. Okay, gotcha, says Michael. I have a Performance and NASDAR nearby, so that's cool for when I need to grab anything. Speaking of buying local, yeah, I'd always suggest supporting your local screen print suppliers. Thanks everyone, and good night, says Michael C. Just getting here. What's up, Waldo? When's the program launching? I'm working on it just as fast as I can.
You announced it too early.
Yeah, Shannon says I announced it too early. I'm just about finished with it though. We've just been these past couple of weeks. Because it is just Shannon and I haven't been doing a lot of everything, really. So I think this week will allow me some more time to work on that. So I hadn't forgot about that. ANC Printing says, Waldo, leave here. Done here. We're done here. By the way, Waldo, loving the videos you've been putting up. Keep them coming. Did I miss the date? No, you did not. No, I'll upload a video just as soon as I have that ready, and how to work that and everything. Having trouble getting the PayPal link to work, but I will figure it out later. Okay, just let me know if there's any issues that you run into, Michael. And I mean, I'm not sure what's going on your end, but just let us know if you need some help with that. Dave Nell, Shannon, look at the agony of defeat. And he spelled defeat, D-E space F-E-E-T. Shannon. All right. It's been fun, guys. I really appreciate all of y'all tuning in. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit this thingy over here, which has my face on it. We'll have some more videos up. As you can see, Shannon the shop gnome is tuckered out. I'm a little tuckered out, even though I had me a little bit of a nap before the live. I'm still exhausted. Got a lot of things to do, but for now we're gonna get out of here, grab ourselves a bite to eat. And again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all have a great week. Oh, speaking of, Monday is a holiday this coming week, so we might end up skipping the live on Monday, because as you can see, we need to recharge our batteries. We need a little bit of downtime, but I just keep that bell notification ding that way. Who knows, we might end up doing something this Friday, just kind of randomly live to kind of make up for it. We'll see. Shannon says, what? All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a great evening and an excellent week, and we will see you later.